So I was thinking before coming here, what would be most valuable for you as an audience to hear? And when you don't know the audience, it's difficult, right? So I asked myself, if I look back to when I started my business, and I was making absolutely nothing, and then I started making something, and then I made lots more. And then I asked myself, what was it that made the difference? And three things stood out. So that really made a huge difference, and that's what I'll be sharing today. And so apart from those who already make 20,000, who would like to make 20,000? Yes, it's nice, huh? Sorry? Yeah, okay, so she wants 30,000. I'm focusing on 20, because I have not yet made 30,000 in 1 month, but at the next Women Expo I will, yeah? I'll see you in, yeah, okay. All right, so very quickly before I start with my 3 things, most of you have never ever heard of me. I know Fatima knows me, my photographer knows me, and then for the rest, who is she? So I am a coach and a speaker. I work with phenomenal women and a few cool men who are already amazing, but they want to be a little bit more amazing. I call it perfecter. I know that's not a word, but I like to make new words. So I work with one-on-one clients, groups, face-to-face or on Zoom. I speak internationally, and most of all, I'm a mom. And those are my children, Max, Mia, and Noe, and they're Irish triplets, I've learned it's called. When you have 3 children in 1 year, it's called Irish triplets, because Irish people make a lot of babies, I think. Okay, so when I started and I was making no money, I did something that, looking back now, could seem like a smart strategy. So out of everyone here, who would like to or is already working as a coach, selling some kind of service? Yeah? Okay, so for those of you who think it's hard to get out and start selling, asking for money, again, I didn't do this as a smart move, but it ended up being a very smart move. So what I did was I started serving pro bono, so free mentoring in organizations that already exist. There's one called Dress for Success. Have you heard of it? Supports women. Yes, you've heard of it. So it supports women who have either never worked, they've been a stay-at-home mom, or they just never worked, or they did work, had a break, and they want to come back. So that's an excellent way to get in and start adding value without feeling that you put your name on the line, that you can't really be rejected because you're supported by an organization. So I've done that with women organizations, I've done it with youth, and it has helped me. In the beginning, it helped me loads in growing my confidence, knowing that I add value. It also made me an award-winning mentor, and had I not been doing that, serving for free, that would not have happened. So if you feel that it's scary and you're not really getting started, I encourage you to go and find an opportunity, an organization that already provide mentoring, so that you could be one of their mentors. All right? So diving in right away, 3 concepts to become your everything. See, I put the little message on my t-shirt. For me, knowing and owning your value. And these 3 things may sound simple, and it's with any and every tool. If you hear it, you say, yeah. But then if you apply it, magic can happen. So for me, knowing and owning your value, take action, to act way before you feel like you're ready. And last but not least, to master your mindset. So to succeed and become your everything, in order for that ever to happen, you need to believe that you can do it. So if I just ask, if I ask the question, who wants to become their everything? Who feels like, yes, that I want that? Yeah? So not everyone. And sometimes adults, you ask a question and they do this. Yeah, me a little bit. You ask a 6-year-old, can you whistle? Yeah, I can whistle. Do you want to hear it? Yeah? So maybe you're sitting there thinking, yes, of course I want to become my everything. Are you stupid? But if you really want to, think of how you did when you were 6 years old. Yes. So if you start by saying, yes, I want to become my everything, already there, you make a shift from, yeah, I think I maybe want to become my everything. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah? Or sometimes you sit at home and you listen to a webinar, and the person doing the webinar says, say yes if you know what I'm talking about. And you sit at home and you're like, yes. But the thing is, if you say that, if you sit there at home on your own and you go, yes, then there's a part of you that is much more committed than if you sit there and go, yeah, well, move on. Or you go and get some tea while they're doing their thing. But that's the difference. So now, out of those who said, yes, I want to become my everything, who believes that you've got what it takes to get there? Yes. Now we're talking. Okay, so number 1, know and own your values. So our values is not something that we learn in school. It's not something we study. It's typically inherited from our family or culture or religion or society in general, what we're supposed to be thinking and what we should value. But how about if you look at society from afar, we're trained to fit in. Very often we're trained to fit in, to be normal. Don't be strange. Our parents want us to be normal. They don't want us to be different, yeah? So have you played the game Tetris? Tetris taught me that if you fit in, you disappear. The more you think of that, the more true it becomes. When you try to fit in and try to adapt to what is expected by family, by society, the harder it is to be who we truly are. So remember the game, Tetris. When you fit in, you disappear. When your uniqueness is gone, you're gone. Yeah? So my values are honesty, integrity, authenticity, family, and humor. Not in number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but these are my core values. And I didn't know them. I didn't know that was it before I actually sat down and did a proper exercise. If I look at all my clients, they suffer from people-pleasing in different degrees. Some suffer from PPE, people-pleasing extreme. I was one of them. So who is a people-pleaser? Who's awesome at pleasing people, yeah? Yeah. Typically, for a woman, it's in our nature. We love helping. We love pleasing people and fixing it for them, to the point that our own needs and desires are, yes, I will do that later, maybe after, and then we never do it. So when I started my business, I did everything wrong. Everything. Not because I wanted to, but, well, some things you just don't know. Some things you have to learn. Trial and error. You get better with experience. And also, I was a people pleaser, to the point that I couldn't send an offer because I was scared of, if I say this amount, they're going to say, no, we don't want to work with you, and I will lose the opportunity. And it was horrible because I felt unprofessional, because they like, where's your offer? And I tried to make them make the offer for me. It was horrible. So it was also very tiring, extremely unproductive, and certainly not lucrative. Always wondering, what will they think or do if I say this? It was horrible. So I think it gives a slight indication of what my self-image was, my self-esteem. My self-image was extremely poor. My self-esteem was non-existing. So what happened then when I finally sat down and got my 5 keywords? For me, in my little perspective, I experienced a transformation. For me, it felt like a miracle, like if life started over. Having gone through, living to the age of 38, feeling so very ugly, to the point that I would, like now I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras and some phones, and I would just do a really fancy jump and run. Now I enjoy it. But trust me, I would lie to not have to go to a social event. I would say anything. That before I had children, I would say that I had my period, or gastric flu is the best, because then they don't want you to come. Anything to not have to show up, because I felt so ugly. And yes, I see your face, and maybe you're thinking, well, it's silly nonsense. Yeah, everything is relative. What you believe is your truth. I believed that I was ugly. I felt it. And it comes from my childhood. If I told you the whole story, you would go, okay. Yeah? But so going from being that person who would hide away, who would lie to just stay safe and not be a target of anything, anyone's opinion, I would just, to knowing that honesty makes me feel, yes, integrity, doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. Yeah? Authenticity, being true to yourself, saying it as it is. Family. Oh my goodness. I am a single mother of 3 children. They were born in a year. I live in a foreign country, no family support. When there were things that had to be done, my answer was always, let me see if I can organize childcare. I didn't have a babysitter, so it would have to be one child plays with that family, another one goes to that village with that boy, and the third one goes to that kid. And then, so I always felt like triple trouble. Here comes the nya, 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 nya. And now, I even now preparing what to say, I see #family first. I don't care if someone thinks that I'm a naysayer, or I don't party enough, or whatever it is. My family is first, and I'm very proud of it. Humor. Let me say about honesty to begin with. Not everyone has the courage to say the truth, because it can get uncomfortable, and we don't like to be uncomfortable, do we? Also, you can be perceived as too direct, rude, woohoo, cray cray, yeah? But you're just being honest. Doesn't happen very often. Not between friends, not in family, in relationships. Just doesn't happen. So when I started living out honesty, again, it was as if I got a new life experience. So going from being seriously trying to please every single one, I give you an example, between friends. Okay, let's go to a restaurant and eat. Okay, nice. What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? What do you like? Pasta. Okay, I don't like pasta because I'm gluten. I have this thing, so I just don't want gluten. But I would say, yeah, pasta. Great. Someone else would say, I want moule. What is that? Moule. Moule mariné. What is that in English? Mussels. Yeah? Not my thing, but I would go with them to a moule restaurant. I didn't know what I wanted, because I always adapted to what you want. Now I know what I want. I want grilled salmon with grilled vegetables. If I traveled to Sweden to visit my family, I would adapt to everyone's agenda. Friends would say, you're in Sweden, come and visit me. Okay, Mom, can I use the car? I would spend 45 minutes driving there for a 20-minute coffee. I don't drink coffee, but tea. 45 minutes driving back, and then the other one, 1 hour driving there. So when I came home to Luxembourg, I had like a herpes, stress blisters, and the only thing I had been doing was driving alone in the car to please people and say, it was so nice of you to come. Yeah, bye. So none of that anymore. When you can be honest to yourself and actually know what you want, what you like, what you need in order for you to be happy. Huh? High five. Yes. That in itself, if you just stop there, life will change for you. When you give yourself permission to just find out what it is you want. Most people have no clue. Most people focus on, this doesn't work, I don't want this, I don't like this is horrible. I asked someone, I'm a certified couples counselor, so I was working with a lady, she wanted to find love. I said, okay, describe to me the man you want. Okay, I don't want him to smoke, I don't want him to lie, I don't want him to work too much. And I was like, okay, she went on and on, and I said, what do you want? Maybe someone funny? I said, yeah, what else do you want? When you know what you want, you can start owning that. You can start making decisions that are aligned with what you want, and oops, all of a sudden, you move forward to what you actually want. Then comes the nice step, when you can express it to others. You can do business with who you want. You can eat what you want, and not sitting and watching people eat moule. Honesty is... I'm not saying everyone should have honesty as a core value, but for me, that particular word, that value, changed my life. And it's what helped me start being able to say, I want this much money. You want to work with me? 1,000. Yeah? Before it was impossible. Impossible. Family, very important value for me. So as I said, alone in a country with these 3 children, and I felt that I was always the trouble one. I have to organize everything. Now, so it's when I started my business, I was trying to build a business and making the family arrangements work around it, which was horrible. What I do now is I have my business. No, I have my family. Family first. I protect it like a lion, and then I make my business work around it. It gives me peace. Who's a parent? Yeah? If ever you're building a business, if you're already building it or want to make your life easier, build your business so that it works with the family life you have. If you don't have children, you have a cat or live with someone, when you make your business work around your family instead of making your family work around your business, the quality of your family life or your relationship will improve. I'll mention quickly about humor. Oh, I clicked. I've been clicking a lot, apparently. So I'll mention quickly about humor. Someone gave me the advice to not be silly or funny. Don't make jokes because it's not professional. Yeah, and as I said, I was a people pleaser, so I went all in to apply the advice. I was so serious, I bored myself. It wasn't until I got to the honesty. I was like, I am not the serious one who will always try to be professional. I may say something that is not fully appropriate, but that's me. So when you own, again, I'm not saying humor is a value people should have, but I'm saying whatever it is about you, be true to you. Then it becomes easy to stay aligned with who you are, what you want. So, action. This one, oh my goodness, I was stuck in preparation mode for 2 years. Who knows what I'm talking about when I say, I'm just going to get one more training, one more certificate, I'm going to get one more free client that I can get a testimonial to put on my website, yeah? You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Stop it. I give you universal permission. If I could, I would force you to stop that right now, because the only results will only ever come when you take action. Meaning, get out of the house, which is very uncomfortable if you don't know what you're saying. But you have to start and be bad at it. That's the only way to get good. Yeah. Network, make offers, end with a CTA. What's a CTA? Call to action. Yeah. Whether you do speaking on a stage, you send a newsletter, if you do a Facebook Live, if you're talking at a networking event, always end with a call to action. It doesn't have to be, yes, come and buy my book or invest in coaching with me. It can be inviting someone to come and have a coffee. But invite them to something. Don't just let it go. Say yes to opportunities. Create opportunities. When I had finished, I had done 3 years of getting certifications. They were $25,000, 1 year long programs, and I still kept going. I'm just going to get a little bit better. When I was done, I was like in my office, and I was like, okay, bring me my clients. I'm ready. And I was sincerely expecting clients to show up somehow. And I was wondering, where are they? And my mentor, Chris, said, Annica, you got to get out the house. Nobody's going to come knock on your door. And that was like a slap. Because then I realized, oh, gosh, now I have to. I thought that the studying and the preparation phase was the difficult part. Not the case. It's the going out there, making offers, putting your name out there, saying, hey, this is what I do. Okay? And like I said, if you don't own your values, if you don't know your values and own your values, it's going to be so hard, you're never going to do it. That was just a piece of honesty that may feel like a disencouragement, but that's the truth. When you own your values, when you own yourself, your self-worth, that's when you are okay to go out and make things happen. All right. Last one, master your mindset. Is it possible to master your mindset? If you ask a negative person or a realistic one, they may say no. If you ask someone who has studied the power of our thoughts, they may say yes. One thing is for certain, every single one of us can choose to have more positive thoughts. Yeah? Can choose to encourage ourselves more than we do. To become your everything, you need to believe that you have everything that needs to get there. If you really want to succeed with whatever it is, your dream, your project, your business, you have to believe in you 100%, or you're not gonna make it happen, guaranteed. Anyone read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill? Yes. If you haven't, it's a good one. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So as the title says, it's about our thoughts, thinking into richness, which can be love, relationships, it can be fame, it can be time, money. I kept reading in that book that in order to succeed, you have to believe in yourself without any doubt that you will make it. Okay, you have to believe in yourself without any doubt that you will make it. And I was like, great, yes, great advice. I will make it. And then came a bill, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know how am I going to do this. Do I have what it takes? Really? I'm not sure. And then I read the book again, and I was like, yes, great advice. Okay, so that went on and on and on and on until I decided to exclude the question, will I make it? It was a conscious choice. Like I forced my brain not to be able to think it, which means it's like going to the gym. If you take a 10 kilo, do you do kilos here? Well, you take something heavy, you need to choose to want to lift that thing up. It's not going to come up on itself. So to exclude a thought, you have to make an effort. And then I started thinking instead, I was made for this moment. Okay? And it's the truth. Whatever the moment is, we were made for it. All the bad choices, all the bad decisions, everything in our past, the good and the bad, has led up to now. You can always say, I was made for this moment. I'm gonna make it a success. So remember this, if you want to succeed and become your everything, your competition isn't other people. Your competition is you. It's the thoughts you think of yourself when you're scared, when you're sad, when you have a bad day, you haven't slept, you just got your period, and it's raining. Fatima was on a mastermind group with me, and we had a challenge, and when it was her time to report, she said, I didn't do everything I committed to. And so we were like, okay, what are the excuses? What are the reasons? This, and then she ended with, and I got my period, and it was raining. And it sounds funny, but that is the truth. Sometimes the reason we don't do things, it's because it's raining. I didn't go jogging because it's raining. So your lack of motivation, your lack of drive, your need and desire for instant gratification and satisfaction, the thoughts you think when you're scared and alone, that's your competition. Never listen to that. The good news is that it's all in our control. At the very least, we can choose to slightly improve. If we can't master our mindset, we can choose to slightly improve it. I will explain this super quick. Our thoughts generate a feeling. That feeling will spur us to take action or not, and that action will lead to a result or a lack of results. That string of results is what we call our life. So if you look at it from that, if it was an equation, it is fair to say that our thoughts equal our life. Super quick, I want to hear from you. How many thoughts per day do you think that an adult normal person has? Scream it out. She knows, don't listen to her. Okay, 60,000. So you are not allowed to answer now. Out of the 60,000 thoughts per day, what percentage do you think is repetitive? A percentage? Huh? 80? 90? It's 95. Some say 96, some say 97. 95, we'll go with that. 80% of that is negative. Here comes the bad piece of information. We believe 100% of our thoughts. So like before when I said that for me it was I am ugly. I believe that. That was my truth. It held me back to a point that it was ridiculous. Whether you believe you're too old, too young, too fat, too white, too black, too funny, too academic, too uneducated, too poor, whatever it is, it's going to hold you back. And you're the one who decided. Okay, so my advice to you is to invest in yourself, in your personal growth. I have a book recommendation, and it's this one, As a Man Thinketh. Have you heard of it? Have you read it? Who has not read it would like to read it? What's your name? Toyo. Yeah. This is for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's what you get when you take action. All right, and if you want, everyone who wants a copy of this in electronic version, it's a 7-step blueprint to becoming your best you. You write an email to me and you write in the subject blueprint, and you will have this before the end of the week. Okay, so that was my call to action. Yeah? I am going to take a picture of all of you to my children, because they think I go to London they say London is for tourists, and I say no, I'm going for work. So I'm going to take a picture so they see that I'm together with you. Can I make this work? I'm going to fluff up my hair. Okay, can you wave for me? Awesome. Thank you so much. Time is out. I thank you so much for coming. If you have any questions, I'm right there with the balloons, and I would love to hear what your greatest takeaway was. Thank you so much.